roads are whatever roads. The goal is just to be able to get there. People don't really have to drive.
I love it.
Good morning, I'm Scott Brady with Overland Journal and Expedition Portal, and I am here on a rainy monsoon morning at the Overland Journal headquarters with my good friend Necota Staples and his 200 Series Land Cruiser. We're going to talk about not only how he built this truck, but where he's been taking it around the world.
Sonya and I, just this year, we started out as full-time overlanders, and we decided we would do a jump-off trip by going to Africa for 2.5 months.
Nice.
Yeah, it was an awesome trip, and then when we came back, we had our truck, the 200 Series, built out so that we could take another journey, a maiden voyage, down to Mexico.
Yeah, you guys have been spending, you were over a month in Mexico, weren't you?
We spent 2 months in Mexico.
That's amazing. So the 200 Series, for us, we consider it to be a pinnacle overland vehicle. And what I mean by that is for Toyota, it is the most exceptional choice for around the world travel that you can buy here in North America. And unfortunately, the 200 Series Land Cruiser is no longer being sold. This is one of the best examples of one too. So it's a 2016, which means it's got the 8-speed transmission. It's got a lot of improvements over the previous edition. It's kind of a refresh, but it's an important refresh. What made you decide to buy the 200 Series to begin with?
Yeah, the reason why we ended up getting it, Scott, really was because we had an old 80 Series Land Cruiser, and we had totally brought into the vintage of what Toyota Land Cruisers are about. You know, from the beginning, Toyota has made these really wonderful all around the world travel vehicles, and we felt like it was time for us to do an upgrade, and a 200 Series met our criteria for doing some of those travels and giving us the reliability and capability that we were looking for in a truck.
It's truly incredible, the breadth of capability of this vehicle, from long distance driving on the highway to slow speed technical terrain. It really seems like the only limitation of the 200 is its size. And you've done some things to be able to address that off-road. So you've added a lift and you've added much larger tires. Tell me a little bit about what you did to achieve that.
Sure. So we started, when we purchased it, it came with an Ironman Profoam Sail 2-inch lift on it. So really good suspension system that worked well for us. It also had some 35-inch BFG KM3 tires. So those work very well. They're a little wide for what our applications are for overlanding, perfect for doing some off-roading. So we'll probably end up changing those out, but right now we're pretty happy with it.
And it looks like it's giving you that extra ground clearance that you needed.
Certainly.
And then you've got, the next thing for the trail is to try to protect that expensive sheet metal.
Yes.
So you've added some things to help protect the truck. What did you put on the vehicle?
Yeah, off the front of the truck, we went with the ARB bull bar, and we wanted to be able to house our winch. We have a Warren VR Evo with a synthetic winch on it, so it gives us about 12,000 pounds, and
nice.
Wonderful winch. Hopefully never have to use it.
Right.
You know, along the sides, we went with some sleeve sliders.
He does such a good job.
Those things are sweet.
Yeah.
You know, nice form factor, but also give you a lot of protection. So we're really happy with those. And then off the rear, we went with a Dobinson dual swing out bumper.
Okay.
Really nice, a little heavy off the back, but certainly gives you a little bit of protection back there. For
Yeah,
those departure angles.
I can see that, and also I find that traveling internationally, like you saw in Mexico, having bumpers like this also gives people give you a little more respect.
They do.
When you're driving around, because they realize if they bump into you, it's going to cost them a lot more than it costs you.
Yeah.
So that definitely makes a difference. Now, you guys were living out of this truck, so what did you do to the vehicle to make it more livable?
Wow. We had a few things that we did. We'll start with the top. We went with the James Baru Evo Evasion top, rooftop tent, and there's plenty of footprint on the inside, so we have some really good space up there.
And does this one go straight up, or does it come up on a hinge?
Yeah, this one is the one that goes
So
straight
you get
up.
lots of room inside.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think it's about 4 feet once
Okay.
you're inside of it. So, you know, you can sit up and do whatever you need to
Yeah.
do before you come out the tent.
Sure. And then it looks like you've got at least a 270 degree awning. What's the awning on it?
Yeah, we decided to stay with the whole James Baru architecture. This is their 270 back wing awning, and it has the pass through. So
Nice.
we brought a few of the accessories to go with it because we knew that there would be places that we went to where you would be getting a lot of rain.
Yeah.
And you would still want to come out and have relatively dry ground, and this was going to give it to us.
Amazing. And then in the back, what did you guys do to set up storage, drawer system, food prep, cooking? What did you do back there?
So off the rear, we decided to go ahead and do the third row seat delete. And in its place, we put in some Dobinson pull-out sliders with one of them having a slide tray off the top. The other side, we left it fixed so that we could put on a slider for our refrigerator, which is
Oh, nice.
currently an ARB 50 liter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. We put in a DC to DC battery charger from Red Arc. We also did a dual battery setup. We wanted the capability to be able to charge our auxiliary battery with multiple inputs. So we also added a input for solar. And off of the front of the truck, we also have it set up to receive shore power. Another thing that we decided to add was the Bantam S-Pod setup, so that if we decide to ever add any other features, all we have to do is plug into this, and we have a controller on the inside, and we're automatically tied in. Right now, we have our rear lights off of it, as well as an onboard compressor. We also added the Long Range America 40-gallon fuel tank so that we could do very long trips. When we initially installed it, it gave us around 700 miles of range. Now that we've added all of the extra armor, it's about 450 miles of range. So we lost quite a bit, but the extra fuel ensures that we're able to get to wherever it is that we're going.
Well, Necota, this is such an amazing vehicle. How do people find out more about what you're doing?
Yeah, they can always go to Staples InTents, all forms in social media. So whether you're looking at Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it's always the same. Staples InTents, INTENTS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Staples is your last name, InTents.
Yeah, we
There
sleep
go.
intense.
That's right. Awesome. And then there's also Black People Off-Road on Instagram as well.
Yes.
And then if people want to find out more about your gathering events, where do they go for that?
Yeah, if you want to find out more about the gathering, you want to go to Staples InTents. There's a pull down that will give you all of that information. And it's also accessible on mobile platforms as well.
Well, you've done such an impressive job with this Land Cruiser Necota, man. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
And we thank you all for watching.